I don't think this thermostat's working. Hey, Ashley, what are you doing here?
Well, I'm here for a tour.
Well, you've come to the right place. I was just checking out the thermostat to see if the place is heated.
Well, it has been chilly in Ohio.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think this is the basement according to this map. Yep, we're in the basement right now. So what do you think so far with the white walls?
I think
really clean?
Really clean.
Really clean.
Not your typical basement.
Yeah. So in case you're wondering, exits, I just discovered that this is the north stair.
Oh, what gave it away?
I'm not sure, but you know, there's a stairwell over there, and I think this is facing north. And then there's a sign. Okay.
Good point.
All right. Well, why don't, yeah, maybe we should take a walk around because I don't know. Remember what the basement used to look like?
You know, it's been a long while since I've seen it.
Yeah, dark, dingy, a lot of dirt. You could see underneath the ground floor. It was kind of like the crawl space, and it had a lot of crawly things in it.
Yeah, it was kind of scary.
Yeah, and it wasn't a place you'd want to really sit down and have a meal.
Definitely not.
Yeah, or maybe even clean your clothes. So why don't we just walk up here? This also, I think my recollection is this was kind of open. There were a lot of things you could trip on.
Yes.
Why don't you, let's head in. Maybe we can do some laundry while we're down here.
Hey, queen.
Whoa, yeah, check it out. So here we are on what is, I guess, the ground floor that people would refer to as the first floor, although we just spent time in the basement. And here we are at the sort of the seminal moment of this building was this idea of having women's leadership, living, learning, and leadership take place. And the idea would be that the Philatian and the Euglosian societies that used to be on I guess, the third floor, moved down to the ground floor because they're the founding societies. Speaking of leadership, this was, I think, originally in the discussions 5 years ago, one of your ideas to have a leadership office. Oh, you even left your cell phone here.
Is that mine?
Well, how about that? You are the orange lady, right? Yeah, everything orange.
This is an incredible space.
Yeah. So, I'm here for an interview, Ms. Helmstetter. What do I have to do to get a job with women's leadership?
To get a job with women's leadership, you better have a really impressive resume. Also, be sure to point out your key experiences and why women's leadership is passionate to you. We look forward to celebrating many Heidelberg women and all of our women students here at Heidelberg. And what a great place.
You lost me at the first thing. What's a resume? Yeah, so this is the parlor, the original parlor from 1925 with all of the woodwork redone, the windows still intact and cleaned up, the fireplace, and everybody who lives in this building has full access to this open parlor all the time. And I like it kept cleaned up, it kept some of the older lighting, and look at the little miniature chandeliers that are hanging here. I don't know what part of that is new and what part is old, but
The original bookcase.
The original bookcase.
Old tradition meets new tradition.
Wow, this looks like it's been around for a while. So how does this work? Do people like sit on this thing and just chat, or is this like in the old days when the house mom used to keep an eye on things?
Perhaps, or maybe gentlemen who were visiting women in the hall
And they had to wait
here for their date to come greet them, because many alumni have shared stories over the years about men not allowed in residence halls, picking up their dates, and lots of stories about panty braids. That's stories for another time. But
Yeah, probably so. So what you're saying is many of the men in those decades had to wait down here for their date to come down the grand staircase. Obviously no elevator. And I'm blanking out on the dean's last name who ran this building for a bunch of years.
Helen Reynolds?
I don't remember. Could be. You're probably right. I don't know. But I understand she
was a very
iron
firm,
fist, very firm, very strong lady, very attentive to rules and protecting the young women who live here, rightly so.
Yeah, I can picture her sitting here waiting for the late women, who were still out past curfew.
Yeah, boy, it's a good, you know, based on my somewhat checkered career in terms of my college dating background, I would have been sitting on this bench all day waiting. And the dean would have come out and had pity on me and said, I think you should leave now. What was your name again? And I'd scooch out and go home. So that would be the end of my story. I don't know if you had to pick a visual of the intersection of the old heritage of France Hall and the new modernity of where we are with all the, I don't know, maybe a shot of the original chandeliers and this humongous flat screen. I mean, and there's two of them. Yeah, I mean, that's just brilliant. It pretty much sums it up. But one of the things about this is, and you know, I was looking through the original architectural drawings. The whole idea here was this is an original dining hall, and it was used for food service, then for special events, for parties and gatherings, socializing and hanging out. So I think the concept was sort of a modular furniture, right?
It's multifunctional space.
There you go.
So that we can still use it for special events, so tablecloths and china, and yet when it's not being used for events, a space where students can relax, play cards, or Pokemon seems to be the cool thing right now, and watch TV and just be together.
Well, so here we are. My recollection on the only times I was ever in this building when students were here was move-in day. And it was all wood floors, and it was very dark because it was old wood, and the rooms are, you know, where they were. But look at this, bright, lit, painted, and carpeted.
I really like the carpet. It's a nice accent to the colors. Whoa, this one's even bigger.
Look at that. This is huge.
This is huge.
Okay.
And this is really cool too, that these beds are set up so you can adjust where versus bringing in special equipment.
Yeah.
Lower them. As a parent, love that.
Yeah, that's really good. Women who lived in the original France Hall, who were not members of the Phi's or the U's, they were originally the two societies here, and the other three weren't. There was a lot of traffic in the building, right, on their floor. So this is a residence floor, and this is without an elevator, so it was all stairwell. And they said, well, if we're not, we want our privacy too. I mean, we don't want, you know, strangers unless we invite them. They're not strangers, but people traipsing up and down the hallways. So here's the way this works. We're in the elevator shaft, which is exterior to the original building because of historical construction rules. And it works on a, you know, you can work the elevator. Anybody can come in from the outside and do that. But to access any of the floors, you need a pass, it has to be computer coded. So if you're not a resident here, but you are a member of the societies on the top floor that we're about to see, or the U's on the bottom floor, the Phi's, you can't get in.
Right.
So the women on this floor and on the floor above us, which we'll also see, have more privacy.
That's important.
I think so. And they can let anybody in they want. It's their home, right? But it's their choice. So I thought that was a good ad. Oh, this is the lounge. This floor and the floor above us have a cooking, hanging out food lounge with refrigerator and microwave and an oven. I mean, it's a real kitchen.
You can bake cookies.
Yeah. So I guess I might as well ask you now, were you the person who got to pick the color of all the chairs? Because I'm seeing orange everywhere. Okay.
We have how rolling.
Okay, well, we'll let that one go. All right. Nobody's there, so we can go in. This is the new bathroom on this floor. And I was never in the old bathroom, so I can't compare. But I mean, it's cool. 1, 2, 3, 4 shower stalls. 5 shower stalls, 4, and then the 5th one is totally accessible to anybody there's no lip, it's a flat entrance and its own changing space. I mean, it's very spacious. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 toilet stalls, including a larger one with rails. So totally accessible. I mean,
This is a lot nicer. I can assure you.
Okay, so check this out. The original entranceway to the Hughes Hall from 1913 till now, and they brought that from their original location, 1925, they put it in here. And it's protected forever. I mean, and that's no longer a functioning door, but you know, they've got stuff that means something, and the purple trim and the original woodwork, and look at that, the original latch. I think that's cool.
It's very cool. It's a piece of history.
Bright, lit, white painted walls with the trim. Looks like this is the Delts. And
Room 403.
there you go, the Delts, room 403. So it's inconceivable to anybody who never was here how this looks any different than this, but it was just empty space, 30 feet high to the point, and blah, blah, blah. And
Kappa Psi Omega.
Kappa, there we go, the caps are there. And by the way, these are their storage facilities. So they have 1, 2, and I think wherever the third one might have been around the corner. Yeah. So they each get private storage, they get private room, obviously. And then this obviously is Zeta's. Yeah, Zeta's here. And, you know, they another restroom, which, you know, fully functional bathroom, just like at the other end. And then a stairwell, in addition to the elevator, stairwell all the way down. So, you know, you got to have access east there, right? Got it. Okay, all the way down. There you go.